Hello everybody, it's Az here with Lucky Duck Games, and thank you so much for joining me. We are going to have a Let's Play today of Kingdom Rush Rift in Time, and I'm going to be playing through the first scenario. Now I will be playing with the solo mode rules that you'll find on page 17 of the rulebook, but it's worth noting whether you're playing with other players or if you're playing on your own with multiple heroes, everything you're going to see here will be applicable, but there'll be a few extra rules added in that I'll explain as we go for the solo mode. So let's really get into it. Now, before I start playing, I have set everything up here. So the building sites that you'll see on the table, of course, are set up by the scenario in the book. Plus I have my horde stack prepared, and I have my hordes on the path already for me too. I will mention that if you bought the retail version of the game, or you maybe are waiting on the night pledge from the Kickstarter, I do have a few upgraded components that came with the kin pledge, or that will be available in our deluxe upgrade kit in case you don't see or recognize some of them. So I have some upgraded gems, I have some upgraded hearts here, I have some miniatures for my footmen, I also have this tray with all my towers and my most common polyomino damage tiles in it, which is great. And I'm also using the 3D tower kit, which you'll see around the board, just to help elevate the game and make it look a bit more snazzy. And if you are interested in those, they will be available on our website more than likely at the start of next year after we have fulfilled all the backers pledges, so just so you know. So I'm playing as Malik, and I'm playing on my own with the solo mode rules as I mentioned, so I do also have the other three heroes of my choosing on my bench ready to come in and support me. I'm going to go ahead and reveal the hordes so we can get going. Now, the victory condition for any scenario is usually dictated in the scenario itself. If there isn't a victory condition, a special one that you have to follow for the scenario, then it's simply to destroy all the portal cards. If you destroy all the portal cards and none of the portal cards make it to your kingdom, you will win. You don't have to actually worry about destroying all of the hordes. So that's their goal in mind. I know from setting up the spawn stack that there are 2 portal cards in there. I do know from playing before that they're going to need me to level up some towers, so I'm going to have that in the back of my mind as I play through. And I'm pretty much ready to go, except I need my starting towers. Now, Malik's player board will actually tell me that on solo, I get an archer, I get an artillery, which is actually a level 2 bombard, I get a footman, which is actually a level 2 of the soldier tower, and I get a mage, which is a level 1 of the wizard tower. So these are the 4 towers I have in my hand at the moment. So with Kingdom Rush, as I'm starting the round now, we would normally look to spawn new hordes, but we skip that in the very first round of the game, and that's true all of the time. As I'm playing the solo mode rules, I don't have a colour of building site allocated me as you normally would with more players or more heroes. So what I need to do instead is choose one of the 3 colours, either green, purple or yellow, to lock for this round, and I will not be able to build on that. I'm also keeping in mind, I've got this little reference card down here so you can see it, and it's a little reminder for me as well that we will be dealing with some special powers as we go through, and right now I can see from the hordes the only one that's visible is the big enemy. If the big enemy makes it to your kingdom and any part of the 4 squares of the big enemy are uncovered, I'll lose 4 hit points. Now that's not the end of the world. I have got 8 hearts essentially. If I lose some of them, it's okay as long as I don't go to 0. And if a horde does make it to your kingdom, you do still get the gems for it. So if that comes up, we'll kind of deal with it. But it's not the end of the world if a normal horde makes it to my kingdom. So I think I'm ready to go. I've got Malik. I need to grab my hero activation card, and because I have that in my hand, which I'll choose when I want to activate Malik. And I'm going to lock down, I think, prioritizing. I know I've got a spawn stack here where my hordes are going to come from, and I have 2 spawn tokens. So this tells me from this one stack, I'll have 2 hordes spawning each turn. 1 for each token. So I know what I really need to do is start clearing up this board as quickly as possible. Ideally, I'd like to deal with this horde that's right at my kingdom entrance. And I'd also like to potentially deal with this horde if I can, because I know that the new ones are going to come out and they're going to advance forward. So I'd like to kind of clear this area. And this one's not too much of a threat yet. It's kind of in the middle of the path. I can kind of hold off and wait on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock down yellow, I think. I'm going to put it here as a little reminder. Hopefully you guys can see that there. And it's also a little reminder for me that yellow is now locked because I won't be able to lock the same colour twice in the same turn. That's a solo mode specific rule. So here I go. I'm going to start playing. I'm having a look at my towers that I have in hand, and I'm going to start thinking about how can I really efficiently cover as many of the hordes as efficiently as possible. I don't want to waste any placements. So I think Malik, my hero, is going to come in first and try and dish out a bunch of damage. So I'm going to activate Malik. Yeah, this seems really quite good. And I'm going to have Malik. He's got a movement of 2. So his first movement could be to here, And then my second movement could be onto a building site that doesn't have a tower on it, but it would block the building site. It could also be onto this horde, but we mentioned we didn't really want to focus on that. So I think he will stop literally right where he is now. I'm then going to have him as his action. Now you have a range of actions that could be attacking. Later on in the campaign, you'll unlock special abilities. I could also recover. But for now, I'm just going to use his basic attack, which is to, I'll read it out here. For each blank square covered of this 4 square attack, so it's 2 by 2, I can then put another attack 1 by 1 on an adjacent horde. So what I've done there is I've covered 2 monsters, and I can then put 2 more on an adjacent horde, which I'm going to do like so. Yeah, I really like that. And then do you know what? I might go ahead and I might end up calling in some support immediately, but we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to need it, but we'll have a look. So I'm now going to play, remembering that I've locked down yellow, I'm going to play a footman here, like so. And I'm going to place directly in front 2 of my little soldiers, perfectly like that. And I'm then going to play an artillery. I'm actually changing my plan a little bit here, but I'm okay with it because I really like how efficiently I'm able to deal with these hordes doing it this way. I'm going to grab myself a 2. I also need a 1. There we go. So the artillery tower has a 2 direct in front that's not rotatable, so it must be placed as it's depicted on the tower. And then a 1 that could either go left, well, a 1 left and a 1 right because it's my artillery, it's leveled up. I'm going to put 1 there, and then this one, unfortunately, there's nothing to target in that space, so it's going to be wasted, but I'm relatively okay with that. So now I've got my mage and my archer still left, and I still have the potential, as I've got playing the solo mode, to call in a hero to support me, and I'm very much considering doing that, actually. I'm just having a little look to see how well I could cover up either this horde or this horde. As I mentioned, this one's not a threat to my kingdom yet. It's only going to move 1 space. This one seems like not a threat either, but it's going to block one of the spaces for the potentially stronger hordes that are coming. So I'd rather clear the path so the new hordes coming don't jump over and become a larger threat for me to deal with. You know, if that makes sense. So I think I'm actually going to call in Illyria. And I'm going to see if I can use Illyria to really dish out as much damage as possible. So I'm going to activate my Illyria hero, bring her in. She's got a movement. I'm just going to check her playable. I'm pretty sure it's 3. It is indeed 3. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put her there. And I'm going to face her. And it's important you get the facing right. I'm going to face her this direction. Actually, don't get that right. I think that's get that way. Because this is going to allow me to use her basic ranged attack onto another horde. Now, I also need Illyria's Wildcat, which I've realised I've left just out of shot. So I'm going to reach up and grab. There we go. Just, you didn't go too far away. And Illyria's Wildcat, she basically, once I've done the action, movement, and then attack, which I'm about to do now with Illyria. I'm going to do it to here. So just to confirm, she's got either a straight line range 2 attack or diagonal 1 range. So I'm going to have her go to here like this. I can then activate her Wildcat, which I'm trying to do this efficiently as I possibly can. But I think I'm just going to end up with a little bit of wastage here, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to have the Wildcat spawn there. So we've just got a little bit left for this horde. I think this is going to be all right. Or maybe actually there makes a little bit more sense, and you'll see why in a moment. Because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to now, I'm not going to worry about leveling up my towers actually, which is sometimes a little disadvantage because I mentioned earlier that I do need to level up towers for the incoming portals. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play my archer here. And this may look a little bit strange because I'm playing it actually sideways, but that's great because it gives me the perfect angle that I need, which is this straight piece to cover 2 like this. And then I can play my mage here. And again, these level 1 towers don't have the potential to be rotated, so I must place the polyominoes in the shape that they're depicted as they face the hordes and as they face the path. So I'm all out of towers now. I've played everything. I called in Illyria. And I think that's where I'm going to finish my second phase of playing towers and hero cards. Now, let's move to the destroy horde trays phase. So working my way back from the kingdom, this is phase 3. So the first horde is completely covered by a combination of my hero and the soldiers. Now, the soldiers will die as effectively they only have 1 hit point each. Malik will survive, but he will take 1 hit point of damage for being on a destroyed horde. And then we can get rid of the damaged tiles. We will flip over the Horde and we can see that there's a gem. So I'm going to grab that. Putting me to 10 gems. Very, very nice. And we're all good. This Horde is not destroyed, so there's no action to take there. Moving up, this Horde is destroyed. So Illyria and your Wildcat, thank you so much. You've done an amazing job. They're now gone. And in the solo mode rules, I cannot call on them again, but I've still got Ignis and Magnus available. I'll take away these polyominoes. And we'll destroy this Horde for another gem. Good stuff. Awesome. And we've destroyed all the potential Hordes that are fully covered. So we're moving to phase 4, advancing Horde trays. So the first thing you do in the advancing Horde step is you look to see if there are any abilities present, one Horde at a time. So I'd make my way up. I would look for heal first, and then I would look for the other abilities such as speed and, oh, the other one I've forgotten, Deadeye. I may said marksman, but it's definitely Deadeye. So this Horde doesn't have any special abilities, so I don't need to worry about healing or it moving twice. It's simply going to move once as normal. And what will happen is it will move once, and then it's going to nudge Malik into an empty space. And I can have him go to any of these 3 spaces. These 2 have towers in them, so they're not options, but these 3 would be. And I'm simply going to have him move back to that free space. That feels really quite good. He's ready with his 2 movement to engage anything that's about to come out. Okay, we've advanced the Horde tray. We're now going to pick up our tower and hero cards. So we played all 4 of our towers. I'm going to pick these up. And it looked like green seemed like a really good call there. I played on 3 green and a purple. So I feel like I made a relatively good decision locking yellow there. I'm going to pick up my hero card to remind me that I have my hero to activate. And then we're going to spend some crystals. Now, in the spend crystal phase, no matter which difficulty you play on, it's always the same. You can buy a level 1 tower for 2 crystals, or a level 2 tower for 3 crystals. Make sure I get that right. Now, I have, oh my goodness, I have quite a lot of crystals, but I think I'm going to do mainly level 1 towers, I think. So I'm just going to have a quick look. I have 2, I could buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could buy potentially 4 level 1 and 1 level 2. I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's what I'm going to do. And I'm probably going to delve into the militia for the level 2. So I'm going to spend 3 crystals on what's essentially a footman, which is the level 2 soldier tower. And then going to spend, do you know what, actually, I'm going to buy a little bit more in the level 2. I'm going to spend 3 more crystals for a very versatile marksman tower. And that way I have a little bit more versatility because I can freely rotate the polyomino. And then I'm going to buy a couple of level 1s. I'll buy a mage and I'll buy a bombard. So let me just check exactly what I have and then run through this. So for my soldier towers, I have 2 footmen. For my archer towers, I have an archer and a marksman. For my mage towers, I have 2 mages. And for my bombard, I have a bombard and I have an artillery. So a really, really strong hand. And I still have a gem left over, which seems like a little bit of waste. Maybe I could have done a level 2 there, but I'll hold on to it and we'll see how the game kind of pans out. It's often good to destroy hordes early and build up your gems and build up your towers as quickly as possible, but I'm feeling relatively okay about what I have. Having a little look now, I've spent all my crystals. We've come to the end of the round. I would check for my victory condition. I haven't yet destroyed the portals, of course, so we're going to carry on into the start of round 2. So, spawning hordes, start of round 2. First horde then, so we're using the first spawn token on the first available space. Okay, so we've got some speed. And then the second spawn token from the same horde stack, and this will differ in later scenarios, it'll move forward to the next free space. And it will differ because you will essentially have multiple horde stacks or multiple spawn points spread across the map when you're playing on the much more horizontal or landscape, much wide and bigger maps with multiple paths. So this is really the most basic map that you're going to come across. So we're ready to go. Okay, so I have bombard, artillery, mage, marksman, archer, 2 footmen. I have a lot of choices, and this is where things get a little bit thinky. So I'm going to have a moment. We need to have a look at the board and assess my threats. I think obviously I need to lock down an area for my solo mode rules. So I can't lock down yellow. I have to lock down green or purple. I kind of feel like purple's in a bit of an awkward position. Because this diagonal is not amazing for me to play from right now. This one is really not necessary because I have a green also here. So I think purple is the one that I'm going to choose to lock now. I'm going to keep green primarily looking at really this tower, and even potentially this tower available. So green and yellow now fully available. And yes, this yellow tower. Oh yes, okay. I'm liking. I'm seeing potential attack opportunities here. So I need to make sure I deal very simply with this tower that's right at the exit, so I'm going to do it as efficiently as I can. I'm simply going to play a level 1 archer. Oh, squeeze that in there. There we go. Love that fit. And that'll just go straight on, exactly as intended. Boom. Glorious. And it's important to note, you'll see here the damage that from the attacks of Illyria have remained, and the damage from Malik have remained as well. They're persistent. We did have to remove Illyria because she was just a one-time bench hero for 1 round, but her damage does persist, which is really super, super great right now because it's going to make sure we take out that Horde. So now I have a whole suite of attacks potentially, and I'm probably going to send Malik into the fray because he's just got so much potential damage with the 4 squares he can cover with his own mini, and then also potentially the 4 damage he can put down with his earthquake. Oh, sorry, with his basic attack, right? So I'm going to activate him, and I'm going to move him to here. So he's going to cover 4 monsters himself. I'm going to have him do a basic attack, and I'm going to have it do it over these 2 guys who have speed. And again, then what I can do is place damage onto adjacent hordes. And so that's really, and for clarity's sake, adjacent does mean diagonal and orthogonal, but in this case, I've only got 1 adjacent. So it's a relatively straightforward decision. The bit that's not straightforward, though, is where should I cover? Because I want to kind of put the pieces down in such a way that I can work around them. And hopefully you'll see this in a moment. So I'm going to place 1 here. And I'm going to place 1, oh, that's free to rotate, place 1 there. Now this is quite important. This is why as you start to play more and more of the game, you'll see the strategy come alive and you'll see these little decisions happen. And here's why it's really great. Because what I'm now going to do is play a mage tower just to here. And you'll see that I've nicely, getting a little bit cocky here, played this mage tower ability just around there like that. So that's snugly, and I'm not wasting any of my damages. It's not being too awkward. And then I've locked purple, but I have my marksman who can go here and attack diagonally. Because it's leveled up now, it comes not only with 3, but also it can be rotated, so I can actually play it like so. So I need just 2 more for this one. And you know what? I'm going to do that right now by playing a footman, a soldier tower, on top of the mage, and we can absolutely do that. The footmen towers have this extra ability, they can be played on top or before, and then another tower on top of them, another tower. Now only up to 2, and you can do a soldier tower with another soldier tower if you like, but it lets you take advantage of the building sites and use the same space twice. So I'm going to place those 2 down here and here. So that one is taken care of. I've got a little bit excited and I've kind of run ahead without overly thinking about the last one, but I think we should be able to do it without too much hassle. So I'm just having a little look now and seeing how can I neatly deal with this. And yes, I see a pretty neat way. So I'm going to place an artillery up here on this green, which is fine because we have green available. And I reach across. We're going to put a little 2 artillery shot like so. And then I have still in my hand a mage, a bombard, and a footman. And really at this point, the bombard's not going to cut it. The bombard can only place 1 damage down. So what I'm going to do with the bombard is I'm going to essentially pass it. And normally when you play with multiple players, or if you're playing with multiple heroes, you pass it between them. And when you do that, you upgrade it to the next level and then put it in your incoming towers to be used not this round, but in the subsequent round. But in solo, I just essentially do it with myself. I'm then going to, what I'm trying to decide is, do I want a level 2 footman to be upgraded to level 3, or do I want my mage to get upgraded? And I think I want my mage to be upgraded. I think it feels really good because it's falling behind a little bit. So I'm going to upgrade my mage into an adept and keep it for next round. And then that'll simply let me play my 2 footmen onto this tower, onto these last 2 free spaces, which hopefully you can see might be hiding behind Malik there. And this is looking great. So I'm all done. Heroes done. I've passed 2 towers to myself for 2 tower upgrades, and everything else I have played. So now we're going to destroy Horde trays. So again, starting from the front. So this one is going to get taken out. And I will get a gem for that. Here we go. And I'll just grab these, keep myself nice and tidy so I've got things where I need them. Yes, pop that into the organizer. I got my gem, Horde destroyed, perfect, nothing else to do with that one, that was straightforward. This one though, so we do have to do a little bit of cleanup, so we'll take this away. Malik is going to stay there, and we'll take a damage. So Malik is now down to 1 hit point, so I might consider on an upcoming turn, instead of having him attack, I could have him recover, which would give him back his hit points. And I do get a gem again, And I feel like recovering, yeah, really, it could be something I could do actually, and it might keep me in the fight. Later on in further scenarios, when you unlock your special abilities that are unique to each hero, recovering also brings your abilities back. So it's something really to remember is always available as an action. This horde then, we're going to take it out as well. Good job, soldiers. They've been doing a really solid job. And we've got another gem from that. Okay. So, and we'll take those back from Malik because they're Malik's attacks. Okay, we've destroyed all the hordes. There's no hordes to advance. So that is awesome. Absolutely love everything about that. Then I'm going to have to pick up my tower and hero cards. So let's grab these. So I pick up everything that I have back again. There we go. And I pick up the ones that I have incoming that I passed from myself last round. And I pick up Malik. Now I'm just going to do a quick bit of organization so I can kind of keep track of everything I've got here. Because I'm going to now move on to the next phase of spending crystals. And I need to think about where my gaps are, where potentially I could look to upgrade, where I could potentially look to, get a tower that maybe gives me a bit more versatility. So right now, I have 2 soldier towers. They're both footmen. I have 2 bombard towers that are both level 2 artilleries. I have an archer and a marksman. I have a mage and an adept. So I actually have a good spread of all the towers, although they're maybe a little bit lower than level than I would really like. So I'm going to try and see if I can get them upgraded. So spending crystals, I have 4 available in phase 6. So I'm looking at the board. Again, I have this choice between 1 level 2 or 2 level 1. I'm going to go with 2 level 1. And the reason I'm doing this is because although I need to upgrade my towers, I also need to keep a good supply of towers in my hand. Because when portals come out and I attack a portal, my towers are going to be destroyed. So I'm hoping to build up a kind of glut and supply of towers now that will carry me through the rest of the game. So I'm going to buy 2 level 1 towers, and I think I'm going to go with an archer. I love that triple arrow direction availability, so it's got a little bit of sort of diversity. And I'm going to just grab another militia in a hope that I can really try and get my soldier towers up. So I've got a militia, 2 footmen, 2 artillery, 2 archers and a marksman, a mage and an adept. Okay. End of the round then. Haven't yet destroyed the portals, so we're going to be going into round 3. Okay, start of round 3, I'm going to spawn my new horde. So first spawn point, we're going to get a level 1 yellow. That'll go into the first available spot. And number 2 is going to be my first portal. And it will go to the first free spot. Now, if there was a horde blocking it would jump. Way, I missed a portal. But as it's my hero is not going to be jumped. It will simply push my hero to an empty building site or to an empty space. So I'm simply going to have Malik move back to here. And I will push that portal there. So a couple of things about portals, very important. First of all, heroes cannot engage, so can't move on to a portal card. Also, heroes' attack polyominoes cannot be placed onto a portal card ever. So essentially portals are mystical. The heroes cannot actually engage with them and stop them. This portal card also has a level 2 requirement, which means only level 2 or higher towers are able to attack it. So that's really important to note. And the monsters on here have the deadly ability that you'll see in the reference card down here. And that means this specific portal, not all portals, but this specific one can't actually have soldiers placed on it either, because all of these monsters are so inclined, because they're deadly to kind of fight up in melee. So I've spawned new hordes. I'm going to get to my play, tower and hero cards now. So I need to choose an area to lock down. It cannot be purple. So it must be yellow or green, which I lock. I'm feeling like I would like to attack this portal if possible. However, if it moves, it's still got 1, 2, 3 turns before it gets into my kingdom. So I'm not overly concerned about it. I'm thinking I'm going to lock down yellow. Yeah, that feels pretty good to me. I'm going to keep green, and I'm going to focus on taking down this horde card and putting a little bit of damage onto that one, but probably not going to look to completely eliminate it this time round. So let's see how efficiently I can deal with this horde. And I think what I'm looking at is how can I use my adept tower to potentially put a bunch of damage on it. And I see a really nice way of doing this actually. So first things first, I'm going to play an adept tower to here, like so. And I'm going to have it do its attack that cannot be rotated. Let's get this, whoops, flip it and get it the right way around, that's it, and place it like this. Now, I've covered 3 monsters and missed one, but that's okay. They're kind of awkwardly spread out, so I'm reasonably happy with how that worked. I'm going to then look at how much damage I can really get onto this. So I need to cover 7 spaces in total. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a marksman like this. Really like that marksman spot. I think I've used that every time because the hordes are popping out and immediately I'm trying to pounce on them and get some damage on there right away with the archers, which is working really well. I'm then going to play a simple level 1 archer to here. That's going to just shoot out 2 arrows like this. That seems good. And then I'm going to play a level 2 footman onto here. There we go, on top of that archer, to put 2 footmen there and there. Love it. So that's dealt with. Now I still have a militia and a footman, 2 artillery, an archer and a mage left in hand. So this is a real good opportunity for me to look to upgrade a lot of things. And you know what? I really might upgrade everything here and let that portal advance a little bit and deal with it more next round, which seems a little counterproductive, but I think it's going to be really good actually. For my heroes activation, I'm going to simply activate Malik. I'm not going to move him. Yeah, I'm not going to move him. And I'm going to recover. So I'm going to bring Malik back to full health again. So I'm going to do a bunch of upgrading. So this militia is going to become a footman. This footman is going to become some knights. This artillery is going to become a howitzer. And this artillery will become a howitzer. I need to make sure I don't run out of towers because they are limited. This archer will become a marksman. And this mage will become an adept. Oh, beautiful. And I'll kind of run through all my towers again in a moment so you can make sure you see everything that I have. Okay, let's destroy some horde trays because I've done everything I want to do. So this one is going to get destroyed. That portal's fine, so we're just not worrying about it for a moment. These poor soldiers are going to go away. We'll cover that. And we get a gem for our supply. These back. Okay, advancing horde cards then. So this portal is going to advance and it's going to push Malik to an empty space or empty building site. I'm going to simply have Malik go to here, I think is fine. Then I'm going to pick up my tire cards and my hero card. Oh, got 2 under there. Forgot I had a second one under there. That's nice. Okay. And I only have 1 crystal, so that means I'm not going to be buying anything because 2 crystals is the minimum. And I'm just going to sort out my towers and then we'll run through exactly what I have so you at home can see I have built up quite a range of level 1 and level 2 towers now. Oh yes, we're getting a strong supply. So I have 2 footmen and some knights. I have an archer and 2 marksmen. Hope these can all fit in the screen. I have 2 howitzers, and 2 adepts. Okay, wow. So really got a chunky set of towers now. And we're all picked up. We're all spent. I haven't destroyed all the portals, so we haven't won at the end of the round, unfortunately. So we're going to move on to the next round and spawn some new hordes. So we're into red hordes now. Okay, so now we've got some really chunky hordes that have a lot of monsters on them. And then we've got the yellow, which is not too bad. Okay, I need to choose to lock down an area. I locked down yellow last time, so it has to be purple or green now. This is really quite a threat because this one could move and then this could go 1 and then 2 would be blocked, so it would jump into the kingdom, so that's a threat. And this one's quite a threat because it's just really large, there's lots of stuff on it. So I'm going to think about my benched heroes and how they might come in and help me. This could be an Ignis turn, looking at how big this cluster of monsters is. But I think the focus is obviously making sure that we kind of handle the portal as well. So it could still move for 1 more turn and we don't have to worry about it. But if that portal makes it to your kingdom, it's game over. It doesn't matter how many hit points or you have or how many monsters are left on it. So not going to lock yellow. It has to be purple or green. And I think it's going to be green this time, maybe for the first time. I'm having a look and seeing which building sites overlook where. It might... This purple's so well positioned. But so's that green. Oh, yellow would actually be the one I'd love to lock, but I can't lock the same building site colours 2 turns in a row when playing with the solo mode rules. Oh, tough decision. I'm really not sure if it's going to change things too much. So I may be worrying just a little too much. So I think I'm going to lock green. Famous last words. Oh goodness, yeah. So now it's time, I think, to make sure we get some damage on the portal. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of going to mentally try and set aside a couple of cards that I'm going to use to attack it, because they have to be level 2 or higher. So I'm kind of looking and saying, okay, which ones are going to make the most sense? So I feel like a marksman's probably going to make a lot of sense to attack it. I can't use soldiers on it because the monsters on it are deadly. I'm really thinking a mage would be great if I could get a good angle on it, but the good angle is the tough thing. That's the tough bit, is getting an appropriate place to attack it from that's going to cover as much as possible. I think that sounds pretty good. I really would love if I could get myself up to a level 3 tower. I think that's going to be a priority. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to trade away my adept. I'm going to grab a wizard and I'm going to save that for next round. And the reason I'm doing that is this spot on the portal here. I want to cover it really as efficiently as I can. So I'm not going to throw away a tower now. Instead, I'm going to save it. And next turn, I'm planning ahead and thinking, right, that's the tower that's going to cover that part of that portal. That way I'm not throwing 2 towers in and wasting some of my supply. So I think the marksman's going to happen. And I think a howitzer would be great, but unfortunately I've left the portal to get to a really awkward spot where I can't cover it very nicely. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a howitzer here like this. That'll do a line of 3 directly in front. I'm going to go bam, cover those 3, which I really like. And then it's going to do, I don't know if you can see that, as you can see it, there it is. I don't know if you can see behind my 3D towers. And then I've got a 2 that's going to go over here that I can freely rotate, but I think I'm simply going to place it on those 2 little guys out there who are kind of on their own. I maybe should focus on the ones that have speed, but I'm trusting that I can probably deal with that, so I don't need to worry too much. I will go ahead and do my marksman now, so I'll place my marksman over here. Oh, all the way over there. And I'm going to grab that, and it's freely rotated, and it's going to go here. And then I have to flip this over because, there we go, I've attacked a portal, which means that tower is destroyed, so I can't do anything else with that. I think then I'm going to have to potentially throw a little bit of damage onto this tower in a not great way. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to throw a couple more towers at this, which is a little sad. But I think, unfortunately, it is necessary. Oh, yeah, and tough decisions I'm making now. I'm trying to keep my priorities in check. I want to destroy the portals, but I'm really thinking about protecting the kingdom. And if this one gets in, it's not the end of the world because I have 8 hearts, but there's currently 8 monsters there, so I'm going to try and cover them up now. I think that's going to be my next priority. So I think I will put this howitzer here, like so. I'm going to put 3, like this. And then another 2. And it's great to use my level 3 towers now. And the reason it's so good, it's not immediately obvious all the time, is because they can't be leveled up anymore. Not on this scenario. There are level 4 towers as you go later into the campaign. So using these is kind of a priority for me because I want to ensure that I make the most out of them. And yeah, I have a nice plan for this. Because what I'm then going to do is I'm going to place these knights like this. And oh, this might be a little bit risky, but I think I can do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place 2 of them here. And this can be split. The knights have 3 arrows for the direction. There are 3 different directions they can attack. And there's no plus symbol connecting it, so I can split these. They don't all have to go to the same horde. And then I'm going to play a marksman down here. That can be freely rotated. And that's going to cover this, which means that horde is now dealt with, which I'm super happy about. And now I'm thinking, is it possible for me to destroy this horde this turn without using these 2 greens? So it really is this space and potentially this space if I want to throw a militia tower on top of that howitzer. Yes, because I haven't done one of those already. Oh, I've also got this space. No, that space is too far away. Oh, yeah. See. Should have maybe put, no, it's fine. See, this is why it's such a great little brain burning puzzle, because there's so many optimal plays you can do, but then there's other plays that seem equally as good. So I'm going to use this adept here. And we're going to blast there like this. So I've just got 6 left to cover there, which I really think I can do if I hadn't locked green. But we did lock green, so we got to deal with it. So that's them the bricks. So yeah, I think the tricky thing is I really would love to use. Oh no, I think we can. I think we can make this happen. No, I'm going to be a little shy. Okay, do you know what? It might be time to call in some reinforcements to keep ahead of the game here. It might be Magnus time. So let us put some footmen here on top, and we'll put 2 of them out. 1 and 2. That leaves me with a footman and an archer. I don't really, I have enough damage, but now I don't have enough building sites or indeed the arrows I need. So let me think about what's going to happen if I leave things as they are. This would move forward 1. This would be destroyed. This one has speed icons visible. So essentially when I go to advance the hordes, it would be trying to move twice because it has the speed icons visible right at the start. So we're trying to move twice. The first movement would be soaked up by the soldiers. They would then die. And the second movement, it would then move to here. Now that's not in itself too bad. But what that then means is my new hordes that are coming, the first one would come to this free space and the second one would actually skip these 2 and come to here. And I do not like that idea at all. So do you know what? I'm going to try and eliminate these folks. So I'm going to activate Magnus, and I believe, if I remember correctly, he has a move of 3. He does. So Magnus, he actually can be placed anywhere, so the movement actually doesn't really matter. Whenever you play a benched hero, you can essentially bring them in anywhere. And I have a couple of ways I can do this. I could either basically pop him right on top, or we'll do it for style points. He's going to come in, hop onto a tower, and take advantage of his basic attack, which says he places a 1x2 spell, and if he's on a building site, he places another 1x2. We're not throwing Magnus into the fray. He's just going to come in and go pew, 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 take out the wolves. Okay, and that has saved me a footman, which unfortunately I cannot level up. Oh, I can level up. There is a knight's free. Oh, amazing. Let's put the footman back, take some knights, and let's put the archers back, and take some marksmen. Oh, okay, I feel that went relatively well. So let's destroy some horde trays. Did I activate Malik this turn? I didn't pick up my card. Did I move him and recover him? Oh, folks, you're going to be telling me in the comments, but I don't think I need him anyway, so he's fine. This is why you have to pick up your cards to remember if you've activated him or not. Okay, let's destroy some hordes. So this one is not getting destroyed. This one definitely is. Which is wonderful news, because more gems are awesome. So that will be another gem. This horde's going to get destroyed. Oh yeah. Loving the horde trays. And we'll just tidy up a little bit because there we go. Put my soldiers back. Put Magnus's spells away. Oh wow, I really hit that horde with lots of different types of abilities. And that's all the destroys. Then we're going to advance. So this one's going to advance once. So now it's a real threat. Have to make sure we eliminate that next turn. Which is, yeah, it's worrying, but I think it's fine. And then we're going to pick up all of our towers and hero cards. There we go. And then unfortunately this is a destroyed marksman. That's fine. And I'll pick up all the ones that I have incoming, and I'll do a little bit of management. Try and do it away from the microphone so I'm not deafening you with my shuffle. Terribly bad for that on stream. They always tell me, oh, stop it. Okay. And I do have some gems to buy, and I think I'm definitely going to be buying, because I really want a level 2 tower, again, to help working towards those higher towers for the next portal that comes out. And I feel like I'm going to buy a level 2... marksman. Yeah, that feels good. So here's what I have for my towers at the end of this round. I have 1 footman, 2 knights. I have 3 marksmen. I have 2 harvetzers. I have an adept, and I have a wizard. Okay, I'm going to take Malik away. Not Malik, sorry, Magnus. Sorry, Magnus, because he was just here for a single round. So that leaves me with only our friend Ignis, who could potentially come in, which is still great. Have that in my back pocket. So I've spent my crystals. We're going to start the next round. Still haven't destroyed any portals yet, actually. Still got 2 portals to deal with. And we're going to start the next round by spawning new hordes. So first up. And then second is our second portal. Okay. So that is a portal that requires level 3. And it has many speed monsters on it. Thankfully, however, there's only 4 deadly monsters on it, so I can use soldiers on the ones that aren't deadly. Still can't use my hero on it though because it is a portal card. Alright, need to lock down an area. We locked down green last time, so now it has to be purple or yellow that I lock down. Has to be yellow. There's no decision about this because I need my purples to attack that portal there. So yellow's getting locked. Purple and green available. Okay, so straight away, we're going to go with the plan that we did last time. Do you remember? We're playing onto portal. Sorry, onto purple. We're playing onto purple, not portal. This one. Whoops. Actually, well, hold on a second. Calm down, soldier. Hold on. Before I jump in and do that, because I know that's happening, how am I dealing with the other one? How am I dealing with the other 3? I think it's going to have to be 2 marksmen, unfortunately. And I really am sad about that. That I have to use 2 marksmen for this, but I think that's what it's going to be. So in that case, it doesn't matter too much where I place these. So we're going to be doing a marksman here. We're going to be doing a wizard there. So the wizard comes in. I freely rotate it because it's level 3. So I can perfectly cover that. It gets destroyed. Oh. Boo. The marksman comes in. Unfortunately, I have no super nice way of dealing with those 3 that are in a line. They're really a pain in the butt. So we're going to basically do that. Oh, get in there. There we go. And then I'm going to throw another marksman at it. Just going to go here. And... oh, come on. Let me find a 3. Oh, 2s. 1s. There's a 3. And I'm going to rotate that and fit that in there. And that'll get destroyed. Okay, so that threat is eliminated. Now, if I can destroy this portal this turn, we're probably going to win. If I don't, we've still got another turn to do it because it's only going to move a maximum of 2. So what I'm going to do to kind of try and help assess this is the first thing I need to consider is how many level 3 towers do I have, because only level 3s can attack it. And then how many spaces do I have to cover? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's 14 monsters in that horde. 4 of which are deadly and a lot of which are fast. So I'm thinking, okay, I have a footman, 2 sets of knights, which is really great. I have a marksman, 2 howitzers, and an adept. So actually, I have 2 knights and 2 howitzers that can attack it. And that's basically it. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be possible to do this in a single round, which means I need to do a combination of attacking it with level 3 towers while also ensuring that I upgrade some towers to level 3 as well. So I have those for next turn. Or we could really try and do it. It might be possible. It might be possible to do it. If I put soldiers onto it, I can spread them out however I want, which is wonderful. But the important thing with soldiers is they will be killed if the horde's not destroyed. They'll be killed either way, but if the horde survives, those soldiers will be removed and they won't be here next turn. So it's kind of like wasted damage. So I need to take a moment to do a little bit of like number crunching almost and work out, is it even possible for me to deal with these guys? And I think the answer is that with my howitzer, I can put down about 5 damage onto it. Yeah, I can get 5 damage reliably onto it with my howitzer, which is okay. I can get 6 damage onto it with my knights. And then I'm kind of stuck, right? I've got no more level 3 towers. So I think it's very likely that we're going to put a little bit of damage onto this and then actually deal with it next round. So here's what's going to happen instead. We're going to activate Malik. Malik's going to go 1, 2 over to here. I'm then going to use his basic attack to cover up as much as possible here. Let's see how good I can do this. Is that actually there's a slightly better place for him. In fact, yeah, there's a slightly better place. Oh, it makes his basic attack kind of piddly. Oh, this is interesting. Is there better? Yeah, I feel like there might be better. Okay, we're going to go there, and I'm going to use his basic attack to cover these, like so. And then, important to note that there's no way, unfortunately, I can spread out that to adjacent hordes because I cannot place hero polyominoes onto portals ever. It's just not possible for me to do. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to bring down my howitzer, I think. Maybe my howitzer, but maybe not. There's a couple of nice decisions here. Yeah, I'll bring up my howitzer. No, sorry, I'll bring up my adept. Oh, no. No, oh man, so many nice decisions. Yes, we'll do the adept. We'll do the adept. Okay. Oh man, I'm rethinking and double thinking all these decisions because there's such nice synergies if you can just get it right. Yeah. And that's fine because I've locked yellow. I'm going to play a howitzer onto here. That's going to put a 3 here like that and destroy that howitzer. And what I'm really thinking about is how am I going to deal with these deadly folks. What I need to be able to do that is really to get a level 3 sharpshooter would be amazing. So do you know what? I'm going to commit to that plan. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of a marksman. I'll take a level 3 sharpshooter. I'm going to keep that for next turn because I think that's going to be crucial for finishing off this. And my last howitzer then, well, we don't actually really need it. We're going to drop some knights down here, like so. Now, one thing I could do, if I was nervous, I could put some soldiers onto this. That way, they would consume one of the movement and slow it down. So I could actually decide right now if I want this horde, this portal to be here or here. Potentially slowing it down would be good, but unfortunately I'd be giving up that knight tower. I'd be losing it, which I really don't want to do. Obviously, for obvious reasons. So I think I'm probably not going to do that. I think I'm probably just going to just chill. But what I will do is I will actually throw a howitzer at this, which is a little wasteful feeling because it's only for 2. But what it does is it allows me to pick out a difficult area to cover. So I'm going to pick out this little area here and give myself more flexibility for where I place my towers next round. I've got some knights left and I've got some footmen left. Unfortunately, I actually really can't do anything with those just because I actually went quite heavy into the militia and I realised that I've come across a lot of deadly monsters, which has kind of nerfed that a little bit. So I probably would have been better going a little bit into the marksmanship and a little bit into the wizard avenue. So note for next time I play. Okay, destroying horde trays. Let's do it. So this one is gone. Now, saddest part of Kingdom Rush is when you destroy a portal. Yay, you've completed some of the objective, but you don't get any gems for it. Grr. This one then is also destroyed. Okay. Like so. Get the soldiers away. This was a normal one, so we're going to go ahead and get a gem for that. We've all destroyed. I need to take a hit point. Reduction of Malik, so down to 2 hit points. And then advanced hordes. So this one is going to go 1, 2, and I very much hope that I have not misplayed this and I'm going to be able to stop this portal. I really hope I have. I maybe should have thrown another knight at it. I guess we're going to have to find out, right? Then we're going to pick up horde and tower cards. So I'll get rid of the ones that are destroyed first because they're nice and easy. So there's a marksman. There is another marksman. What was this? A wizard? Yeah, I threw away a level 3 wizard, which in hindsight, ooh, might have been a little bold of me. And another howitzer. So, oh, I might have been. Oh, I'm only lifting up 2 towers now. I lost 4 there. Oh, I didn't lose them. I committed them to my strategy. So now all of a sudden, I am down to a footman, 2 knights, sharpshooter, and an adept. The important thing is though, 3 of those are level 3. So I'm hoping that I've worked this out just right, and I think I hopefully have. So we've picked them all up. Spending crystals, I only have 1, so we're all done. Haven't destroyed all the portals. Haven't lost all my hearts, so not the end of the game. We're going to start the next round. I think I'm seeing how this is coming together now, and I think I'm going to be able to do this. So spawning new hordes. The first one's going to come up, and it will knock our hero Malik out of the way. He is going to simply move to here. And then our last horde, I think it is. Yeah, the last horde in the stack will come to here. Now, I know right now that at the end of this round, that portal is either going to move in, or I'm going to lose, or I'm going to destroy it. These actually won't reach, so I know I can really focus on this portal, and that's my number 1 priority. Should have picked up Malik as well. I know you're all watching, and I think we've got this. So let's play some knights here, and we can do this because we've got a bunch of targets now that aren't. Oh, sorry, I didn't lock down an area. Forgive me. I should lock down. Oh, sorry, I should lock down green actually. Oh, who in the comments there was making sure I didn't cheatsy doodle. Okay, we're locking green. Now we're going to play the knights. I'm going to go here, 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 and here. That works. Then I'm going to play some more knights. Over here. 1, 2, 3. We're not covering anything that's deadly. And man, that howitzer play, it might turn out to be the right play. These are both destroyed, of course, because we're attacking a portal. Okay. And then finally, I've got a sharpshooter, which I can actually play all the way out here. And it can shoot 1, 2 forward, and it places 3 singles in basically anywhere 2 in front or diagonal. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, like that. Destroy this. Okay. Portal is covered. I still have a footman and an adept, but at this stage, I know I'm going to destroy the portal. I know they're not going to make it to my kingdom. I haven't lost any hearts, so it's fine. So I'm just gonna not do anything further then, to be honest with you. I'm going to go jump straight to the destroy hordes phase. And we're going to destroy this portal. Get out of here, Mr. Portal. No gems. Then we're going to advance horde tray. So this one will advance twice, knocking our hero out of the way. This one would advance twice. Then we would pick up all of our cards. So we'd obviously have lost our knights and our sharpshooter and our other knights. Oh my goodness. And we would then spend crystals. We only have 1. And with an adept, a footman left, and Malik sitting mighty and proud, we get to the end of the round. We have destroyed all the portals. We still have hit points left. Success. So that was the first scenario of Kingdom Rush Rift in Time. Hopefully that gave you a really good view of how the game plays and maybe give you some consideration for your own strategies. That was on 2-star difficulty. I didn't end up losing any hearts in the end, so I actually probably could go to 3-star. The big difference being I would have that 1 less gem at the start, but the spell wouldn't have mattered at this scenario because there's no spells in this one. They don't get unlocked until later, and also the price of the towers are always the same, so that doesn't change. So I think I'm probably ready to try a 3-star and see how I get on. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave any comments below if you have any questions. Head over to Board Game Geek. We have an FAQ thread there. Plus we have a guide on getting started in your first games when you delve into the puzzle and strategy of this. So you can check that out and get involved there. We'd love to have your feedback. Love you to take some photos. The game is available now. So Kingdom Rush Rift in Time is in stores worldwide. You can find it and grab your own copy. And we'll soon, once we have all the backers fulfilled, which is really a big priority for us at the moment, we'll also have the deluxe kits and the 3D towers, what we have left over, available on the Lucky Duck website as well. If you're looking for the expansions, of which there are a couple actually, one of them, the Spider Goddess, is Lucky Duck exclusive. It will just be on our website, or hopefully when conventions come back as well. And we also have 2 other expansions, Vesnan versus Moloch and JT versus Geralt Lightseeker. They'll be out in 2021. So I hope if you've got the game, you're having a great time with it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a little like or leave a little comment below to let us know, because it's really would be really good to hear from you all. And until next time, have a great time defending your kingdom.